Computer update. detected. get shockwave. Hang on. That's it. We're clear. What the hell happened down there, sir? It's over. For now.